Local 4 News begins right now with a breaking news alert.
And that breaking news comes from here, Dearborn, Michigan, where the shockwaves of layoffs are hitting folks that work for Ford Motor Company. Ford's management has been telegraphing significant job cuts for months, and today Ford announced it's beginning the process of laying off hundreds of longtime high-level employees. Ford is cutting 7,000 white-collar jobs. About 2,400 of the job cuts are in North America. 1,500 of the positions will be eliminated through a voluntary buyout offer. Local 4's Rod Maloney joins us now live outside the Glass House with more detailed breakdown of this major announcement. Rod?
Right, and the 7,000 number is global, and it's not all white collar. I just want to get that clarification. And now Ford has frustrated Wall Street all along by it's taken its time in explaining what it's going to do. But today, finally, Ford Motor Company, at least in North America, is telling its employees and Wall Street exactly what it's going to be doing, cutting engineers and research and development type executives. Here's what it all looks like. Much of Ford's restructuring has been global, and that continues. In all, company-wide this week, Ford's going to cut 900 jobs. The majority of those, 500, will be in Dearborn. And the cutting will continue here through August with a total of about 800 jobs cut. Now, last month, Ford CEO Jim Hackett explained to the Detroit Economic Club what the company is up to in what he calls a thoughtful restructuring.
So part of this mindset is not to be recession-proof, it's to say, come on, recession, we're ready for you. And that's Ford will be ready for the recession.
Then today in a statement, Hackett laid out for Wall Street what it's been clamoring to hear. Quote, by the end of the process in August, we expect to have eliminated about 7,000 salaried positions, or about 10% of our global salaried workforce. Within that total, and consistent with our goal to reduce bureaucracy, we'll have reduced management structure by close to 20%, which will result in annual savings of about $600 million. One of the points Hackett made is that he's flattening the corporate structure, meaning fewer managers responsible for larger sections of the company to make it more agile. Ford points out while these are involuntary separations, 1,500 Ford employees have taken voluntary separations over the past year here. Now, also different about this, and it has been traditional in corporate America to say, okay, here's your pink slip, pack up and get out. Well, that's not happening here. First of all, they made the announcement today. They don't start handing out those pink slips until tomorrow. It's probably going to go through Friday. And the people who get those pink slips are going to be allowed to stay around for several days. They don't have to go right away, get a chance to say their goodbyes and wrap up whatever it is that they're working on. Also, Wall Street, not especially impressed by this. Ford stock is down about 4 cents, which means that they were not certainly bowled over by the announcement. Reporting live in Dearborn, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
Well, impacts a lot of people, Rod. Thank you. Meanwhile, speaking of impacts, you are looking at video in a moment of severe storms that impacted the area on Sunday afternoon. The heavy rain made for some pretty dangerous driving conditions and also power outages across Metro Detroit. As we take a look outside through our Windsor Skycam right now, it looks absolutely beautiful. It's a mix of clouds and blue skies. Brandon, what are we in for the rest of the day?
More of that, and not a whole lot of movement temperature-wise. A fall-like feel, if you will. 49 Sandusky. It's 56 at Metro, 52 in Howell right now, and the winds are pesky, a little bit of a nuisance, capable of knocking a garbage can over, a lid off, but nothing terribly violent. 10 to 20 mile-an-hour winds from the west, and that wind does keep pushing cooler air and clouds from Lake Michigan our way. So 56, 57, peak of sun, also a little spit and drizzle. A possibility. Don't really have much showing up here, but you can see a couple of holes, a couple of breaks in the action. Recapping from yesterday, the sole tornado in Pure, Michigan was over in Berry County. We had a lot of wind and rain issues. Today, the bullseye is down in America's heartland. This is Tornado Alley, and Tornado Alley has been living up to its reputation with more than 60 tornadoes since last Thursday in the southern plains. This is video of a storm chaser following this tornado, and you'll watch as it comes eerily close to his vehicle in Mineola, Kansas. This was from Friday. These storms packed heavy winds, relentless rain, dangerous hail. And our Kerry Sanders reports from Oklahoma with a closer look at the wicked weather.
Wicked weather packing a powerful punch.
Oh! Oh my God!
Severe storms
of nature
ripping through the southern plains, carving through cities and small towns. Residents from Texas to Nebraska are still on high alert after dozens of dangerous tornadoes tore through the region. In Comanche County, Oklahoma, significant damage. Homes ripped to pieces after an EF2 tornado took aim on the tight-knit community of Geronimo.
This is all that's left of the roof right here.
In Nebraska, 2 supercell storms spawning terrifying twisters. Storm chasers capturing funnels charging through fields. Tornado! This twister a little too close for comfort.
It could be one of the more significant severe weather outbreaks we've seen in the southern plains in many, many years.
Residents in Kansas also battling Mother Nature's wrath. This jaw-dropping video showing a massive tornado leaving behind a path of destruction.
The owner of this house, Charles McKinney, is lucky to be alive. He was asleep when the tornado came through. He woke up as the ceiling collapsed. Fortunately, he was able to crawl out without even a bruise. The concern today, there will be more tornadoes. Kerry Sanders, NBC News, Geronimo, Oklahoma.
So devastating. Thank you. William Wilborn Little of Detroit was sentenced to life in prison for murdering 3 men last year at a White Castle restaurant on Warren and Livernois on the city's west side. Wilborn Little killed Deshaun Gadsden, Rashawn Harrington, and Tavon Anthony in a hail of gunfire. The grief-stricken mother of Deshaun Gadsden spoke about her loss in court today.
You shot my son 17 times. 17 times. He didn't deserve that. I just want to know why. Why did you feel that you was going to be God and take him from him? We had to plan his funeral. I'm not supposed to plan his funeral. His funeral supposed to be planned. He supposed to be planning for me. Not my kids supposed to be planning for me, not for him. This was my boy. You took my boy from me. You don't know how to. I can't deal with this. There's times I want to just join him. I just want to be with him. This was my baby.
You can understand her grief. William Wilborn Little, by the way, is still maintaining his innocence, and his attorneys are planning to appeal. Meanwhile, Republican Michigan Congressman Justin Amash has stirred up a bit of controversy in Washington over his recent comments about President Trump. The Libertarian Republican from West Michigan says that his reading of the Mueller report shows the president's actions meet the threshold for impeachment. Amash has not commented further, but his statements have Washington politicians talking not just about him, but also about impeachment.
What may be pushing us in the direction of impeachment in any event has less to do with Justin Amash and more to do with the fact that the administration is engaging in a maximum obstructionism campaign.
President Trump also responded using Twitter to attack Amash after his recent comments. The president called him a lightweight and a loser who is playing into the hands of the president's opponents. Dozens of abortion rights advocates are gearing up for a national protest.
Hey, ho, ho, abortion ban has got to go.
This all comes after several GOP-led states have recently passed state bills to ban most abortions. These bills are some of the most restrictive laws in the country. The law recently passed in Alabama and the law soon to be signed in Missouri both prohibit abortions at the 8-week mark. The only exceptions to the laws are if the woman's life is at risk. These bills do not include exceptions for incest and rape, and not all Republicans are on board with that.
I'm pro-life, but there ought to be exceptions for rape and incest and where the life of the mother is at risk.
Over the weekend, President Trump said the same on Twitter. He said that his stance on the issue is similar to the one taken by former President Ronald Reagan. He is against it, except in cases of rape and incest. Still to come, the Environmental Protection Agency appears ready to change the way it measures the risk of air pollution, why critics are speaking out about the health impact of the plan.
Stevie Wonder is on the house. No, really, on the house. There is a story as to why this artist traveled halfway around the world and donated his time, money, and expertise to get this mural done. And guess what? There's a second one coming too. The story today at 4. At 4.
Wow, what a great story, Paul. Looking forward to it. Thank you. Meanwhile, if you are just joining us this noon, a big announcement coming out of Ford Motor Company this morning. The company is planning to start laying off longtime high-level employees. By the end of August, the automaker is planning to eliminate 7,000 white-collar jobs globally. 2,400 will be in North America, and 1,500 of those will be eliminated through a voluntary buyout. The pink slips will start going out tomorrow through Friday.